DJ or something. You create some kind of like occupation that has you traveling all the time. So that way you don't have, you always got to see her when you know. She want to know when you coming. I'm not coming over. You don't ask her for nothing that you don't want her to ask you for. You don't put no demands on her that she could put back on you, because that's how the game is played. Soon as you say something like, you know, it's like you set up yourself for a ricochet. So you got to understand how you with one person and how you with another person. So if you're in a relationship and your girl likes you to have sex with her fast and hard, but the other girl that you're cheating with,
fast and hard.
The other girl you're cheating with, she likes it slow and you take your time. Now, if you start doing that to your wife, if she's smart, she gonna catch on, but a lot of them are not.
Yeah.
So they don't catch on to obvious things. You know what I mean?
That's not true. We do. We know a lot of shit before we even ask you.
That's what I'm saying.
We just want to see if you're gonna tell the truth.
But if they know, they're not making it clear they know, because they be.
No, we're not supposed to say nothing, because we want to see how far you gonna hang yourself.
Why?
Because why are you lying?
Cause he wants. Why you think people lie? People lie the same reason why they steal.
Cause you know what it shows us.
People don't steal in the open. They hardly steal in the open.
Yeah.
They steal where nobody can see them.
Of course.
Because they're trying to get away with whatever they're stealing.
Of course.
People lie for the same reasons.
Okay.
Lying is like hiding behind like the covers or in the shade. You know what I mean? You're trying to cover up whatever, you know, you don't want the person to know. It's a cover up. So it's another way we call it a cover story. You got to have a cover story.
So you set up. What do you do when you right before you're about to cheat?
I'm saying like men who know they're gonna cheat, like, and they have the certain principle. Like they'll say, listen, you don't cheat with her. If you live in Charlotte, you can't cheat with girls in Charlotte. That might
be their rule.
Yes, that's the rule. So you go fuck somebody in Gastonia, or Winston-Salem, or Salisbury, or Raleigh.
Yeah, my ex was doing that. He was setting up shit out of the city too.
Because like the world is so
Messenger.
small. You see how small the world was? You was talking to your girlfriend.
Yep.
Who knew this dude from how, you know what I'm
when
saying?
They were younger.
Yes.
And knew his whole background.
So the world so you have to have rules and principles. Like, number one, if you can't sleep with people without protection.
That's a fucking must.
You cannot do that, because if
you gonna bring it back to your girl,
that's the worst thing. Because you're not just sleeping with that person, you're sleeping with that person's history.
Say it.
So whoever they slept with, you're sleeping with. You see what I'm saying? And that thing could spider web out to so many people. It's crazy. You avoid certain things, hickeys and scratches and all that shit. Don't be scratching me up. No hickeys, none of that shit, right? You gotta have some rules. You know what I mean? You gotta have.
But why are you? What do you say? You gotta set it up with on the home front, though. You said.
Yeah, you got like it's like you're going on a robbery, right? You gotta have a plan. If you're just gonna do some robbery without a plan, you're gonna get caught. This is why so many of them get caught. It's true. You're gonna get caught
every time.
Yeah, every time you're gonna get caught. So you gotta have your shit planned out. Don't mean that your plans are gonna secure you all the way through, because like an equation is dynamic because of the variables. And you can't control the variables. You see what I'm saying? You don't know like who your girlfriend's gonna know that's gonna be in the same city that you're gonna be in, or the same hotel, or on the same street, or in the same movie theater, or whatever. You know what I mean? You think you in the boondocks somewhere safe, and damn, yo.
So how old do you think you want to be before you just don't want to
go
through all of this fucking shit just to fucking get some pussy? Like, think about what you're saying right now. Think about all the shit that you got. I got to do this and I got to do that. And I got. That's too much shit.
It has nothing to do with age.
Find a beautiful woman with a beautiful pussy that you can fuck over and over and not have to go and do it somewhere else. See,
that's what women think. You think that you're enough to satisfy a man, and you're not. It don't matter how beautiful you are, don't matter how good you are, don't matter how much you do or you don't do. A man's nature is what it is. And so at some point, even if he's not doing it in front of your face, he may be doing it in his head. And once he starts to act on whatever is going on in his head, because you said something to piss him off, or you didn't do something, that he liked or whatever. It could be any little thing. We all have these triggers. And the same thing with a woman. You could buy her the world and give her everything, and that's how a lot of men think. And all she really wants is your time. She wants you to spend time with her.
I can't stand when you come in the house bringing me some shit. I'll burn that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I need emotional. Yeah, don't come at me with that. Especially if we falling out. Bringing me some shit. I'm going to throw that shit.
So we know that people can be very, very duplicitous. They can be, you know.
I don't want it.
They can pretend to be happy when they're really miserable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, people do that all the time.
Why do
they do that?
Exactly, and sometimes
why do we do that?
Sometimes it'll be of a little simple things that some of these relationships fall apart for. Little things that people just because they don't want to talk, they don't want to communicate. You know, you get on there. I don't want to. I'm tired of hearing your voice. Don't call me.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Ooh, look at you, Capricorn, Cappy goats.
And then it just builds and builds, and then certain things are like compounded.
I don't want to hear your voice no more.
And over again. You know what I mean? It takes time. It just doesn't happen in one day. The relationship didn't fall apart last week because you caught him talking to some girl on the phone and texting her.
It's been like that.
That shit been dead for years. And y'all just stuck together in something that is dead because we like routines.
I don't. I don't like
a lot of people sometimes they don't like you. They'll be with you. They don't really like you or even want you. But as soon as somebody else wants you,
they want you.
That's when now you mine. How you talk, it's like sometimes we even looking for arguments because that's the only way we engage. Some people don't communicate outside of sex. The only time and sex is not even real communication. You see what I'm saying? Sex is not even real communication. It's just physical intercourse.
Yes.
Right? But there's no real intercourse. There's no mental intercourse. There's no cerebral intercourse. There's nothing that they're building together doing. So after they have sex for the 5 minutes or 10 minutes that they rumple for, you know what I mean? Then what?
I agree with that.
Then you're gonna
now what?
And again.
Now what?
And then after a while, it's like we have this desire for newness, so we keep on buying new clothes, buy new shoes. Mm-hmm. We want new pussy.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Well, I don't want new dick. I just want the same one.
That's what you think. Until that one that you say you want starts to do something that you
don't like.
You don't like.
Come on, you just said it 100 times.
What?
Oh yeah, he didn't do it. I blocked him.
No, I blocked because I'm scared about my lifestyle. Look, we talking about life.
Then you about to cut off. We ain't gonna say names.
No, but like.
But no, what I'm saying is, it's a different. That kind of cutoff means just fall back.
Because you think about
not cut off.
If you with somebody,
but when I'm thinking that you're gonna
physically satisfy you, but they can't mentally engage you, and then you have somebody else that you have a Mo that you could call on the phone, and he's just a friend.
Yeah.
But you can talk to him. When you have an issue, he'll listen to you. He won't judge you.
And what is that, ladies, where okay, so you're having sex with somebody, if you're a sexually active woman. Then you have another dude that you talk to on the phone. It's kind of it's stupid because the one that you talk to all the time, he needs to be the one getting the ass because the other one ain't doing shit. Because if you think about it, if you going through having the best day of your life, are you gonna call the nigga you fucking? Or are you gonna call the nigga that you talk to every day?
But how many of y'all
if you having a bad day
into a brother or a friend? And turn the nigga who is a hoe into the Mr. Desirable. How many women want the Jay-Z's and the big famous, the popular guy, the most popular guy in high school? Why do you think they want it? Because he's getting He's getting that kum-kum, right?
Yeah.
A kum-kum.
But that dude that may look like he's not getting nothing, he's corny, he's lame, but he's the one.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
He's my best friend.
He's my best friend. He's like my brother. My brother.
This is
I
true.
love him.
I love him.
Okay, now. Shit, now. I ain't gonna let them keep coming for us.
Go on now. That's what y'all do. So it's a setup. Because what it is.
Well, you know what? The thing is, in my defense, the people that I have more friend men than do friend women.
Yes, yeah, women, because
and of course,
they're not going to judge you like you women are. Women are the most.
And if they are attracted to me
on the planet, they think it's men that have the double standards. Y'all have it. You know who calls women bitches and hoes more than anybody is? Women. Woo! You know who call you a slut if you sleep with 2 guys or 3 guys? Real quick, a woman. You know who would still be cool with you if you slept with the whole whatever? A man. But a woman? Oh,
a man would be cool if we slept with everybody.
He don't care unless he wants.
No, I don't know that.
Unless he wants you for himself,
that's my point.
Where it might care, but like we'll still be cool. We don't care.
I still be hanging out
but
with you.
Like that. Okay.
But a woman, she's a hoe.
She's a hoe.
She's a that. And then they say, how can a man sleep with multiple women and blah 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 blah? And then if a woman do it, but it's y'all that's calling each other out your names because you're wearing the same dress or have the same hairstyle or the same nails or
I know that's why I don't be having friends, girls. They crazy.
But you seem like you got a few.
So
I only have a few, and they the best in the world.
Think about it, right? You can see the competitive nature in women because a woman is really trying to secure herself. She wants security. So I always wonder, how does a little girl, right, who be daddy's little angel and mommy's little princess, right, growing up, how does that same little girl, once she gets to like a teenager, right, and now she's forming out and filling out and everything, now older women look at her as a skank and a slut and they start dogging her because she becomes the competition. She's coming up to take the attention from them, from because now the men are looking at her too. So you ever notice that?
Yes.
Yep. Your own mama can be jealous of you.
All these young girls, they don't have none of these older women really guiding them and mentoring
giving them the game, yeah.
Yes, they're just hoes and sluts. You see what I'm saying?
I don't like her little fast ass.
Yes.
She fast as hell. That's why I don't do them little fresh girls. Like, help her.
You rewind a couple years and she was daddy's little girl, mommy's little princess.
What y'all think, girl? What y'all think? So what you think about women overall?
I love women. Women are the most important 50% of us. You know what I mean? Because like every man needs a woman and every woman I say need. I don't say want, need. And all y'all out there talking about, I don't need no man, I don't want no man, I don't want no man. Y'all handicapped. If you go born with one hand, you notice everything comes in pairs? You have 2 hands, 2 feet, right? Because if you had only one hand, you'd be handicapped. If you had one eye, you'd be handicapped. Right? 1 feet, you'd be handicapped. So
1 feet.
1 foot. So a woman without a man is handicapped, and a man without a woman is handicapped. And there's a whole bunch of handicapped people out here in handicapped relationships, and and that's why the whole world is like lopsided right now. It's like there's no balance. The children are growing up in single parent homes because the systemic agenda to foster that kind of situation for us. They've taken a lot of the men, locked them up. Now the men who are going after men and going after other women. So, here you have all these black women, beautiful black women, but now there's so much of them and so few of us. And everybody, the black man is the most desired man on the planet.
It is.
Like it or not.
So what can we do as black women or women in general to be more open and actually have a valuable man in our lives?
And I think
to balance us out.
I think everything starts with the woman anyway. I mean, and that's some people use it as a negative.
It starts with the woman?
Yes, everything starts
So
with
we
the
have to initiate?
No, what I mean is that
in the real life, in dating, what are we supposed to do?
I'm not talking about dating. I'm just talking in general. Like everything starts with the woman.
Okay.
Like life starts inside of you, and then your thoughts and your emotions and your experiences goes into shaping that life and forming it. So whatever your mood is, a lot of times is what's dictating how things flow in the world. So if you're unhappy, if you don't like the world, then if you don't like something, what you want to do? You want to destroy it. You want to get rid of it. So because the woman is so unhappy and she's been locked out of the society for how many years now? Because the white man, he's all about himself. It's straight patriarchy with him. Where in the old world was matriarchy. If you look at the last 500 years, the woman has been pushed to the side. Yeah. She had no role in the decision making, no function in the society. You know, even though she had the brains to be doctors, scientists, and do all the things that, you know, you see her doing now, she was sidelined. And so for that, about 500 or more years, the whole world was unbalanced. And she was pissed during that time. So she sent men and women into the world to destroy it. And that's what you see going on right now. The world is being destroyed. But it's gotten to a point now where she now, her children that are coming into this world are being killed and so she wants to stop that. So she's going to send people into the world now to stop it.
So what are we going to do?
So you now, like, it's really on the women to really like raise these boys to become men with the help of, you know, fathers, so they can grow to be fathers. Because a lot of us coming out of the 60s and 70s, the fathers ran off.
Yeah, they run off. But what I'm asking is, what is it that we're supposed to be doing to make this?
Well, the first thing is
to make you guys want to be around and do what you're supposed to do. I mean, because obviously there's an issue with you guys.
The first thing is this: you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta make sure that you're
we already do that.
No, you don't.
So we don't take care of ourselves.
No, you do not. You do not take care of yourself. A lot of y'all are smoking and drinking and doing all kind of crazy stuff, all these chemicals in your body, and you're just not in the right mindset. You know, you're overly sexualized, you're objectified, and some of you accept it and glorify it. And,
right.
You know what I mean? And that's not taking care of yourself. Like, you gotta raise the standard, because if anything happens in the society now, who are they gonna protect? The women and the children. Mm-hmm. But what's so valuable about these women today? That you should, you know what I mean? Look at how they're carrying on, a lot of them.
So let me ask you.
So because you're so valuable, you got to hold yourself to that standard.
Are you going to, if I do that, are you then going to not drift off and not go have sex with other women and leave the family and break the heart of the woman that has upgraded herself and raised her standards?
Well, listen. Each man is going to do what each man is going to do.
So regardless, you're telling me no matter what we do, y'all going to wander off.
It's possible. It's possible that you might wander off too.
No, that's not what I asked.
So the end of the day.
Don't get off subject.
No, I'm saying it's possible. Anything is possible. You gotta. You see, you can't live in a. We live sometimes in like this cartoon fictionalized world.
No, we do.
We want people to act like they're robots, like, you know.
Do what I want, or you're out.
And,
yeah.
You know, I'm pretty. I'm this. I'm that, and that should make you stay. No. This man could be traumatized. He could be going through a lot of shit.
But why can't you disclose that and speak to us?
Even if he discloses it with words, right? Remember, words is not the only way we communicate. 95% of our communication is nonverbal. Mm-hmm. So if you're not even paying attention to like what he's doing, you're only listening to what he's saying, you're gonna miss most of the conversation.
You're missing it, yeah.
Body language. And that's what's happening. That's why a lot of times the man is already cheating on you and he's doing it right in your face, but you haven't called him yet on the phone. You haven't found the text message, but he's doing it. He's in the
So let me ask you this. Are we supposed to stay and then make the family component work? Because we all know that the home is the base of the home, every home in America is the basis, and it's where it starts.
It's the fundamental building block to the society.
Yes. To society. So whatever's going on in homes is in concert with what the society reflects. So if you're reflecting deceit, cheating, yelling, guns, people getting beat up every day, you're producing offspring that's going to go out into society that's going to do the same thing.
The way we are socialized, we don't even know how to communicate. Women always say men need to communicate. Men need to communicate, but communicate how? What do you want us to say? What exactly do you want us to say? You want us to tell you that we really want to fuck other women?
Yeah.
What would that do for you? Yeah. You want us to tell you that we don't like the way you talk to us, that you're tone deaf, you can't hear yourself. Sometimes you're talking now to us, you complain too much.
Right.
Do you want us to just
saying all this is good. Get it out, boo. Come on with it.
We love you when we you know when because that's what you want to hear. That's going to like this shit is not a game.
Well, it is not a game.
Sometimes we're tired. Sometimes we want to be by ourselves. Sometimes we don't want to hear your voice. Sometimes we don't want you to call. Sometimes we don't want you to come around. Sometimes we just want you to leave us the hell alone. And then sometimes we want you to just shower us and worship us and make us feel complete. And sometimes you want that. And we have to find that balance. So both of us have to find that balance, because like it's not a selfish thing where you should do all this for a man and he shouldn't do anything for you. It's not going to work. It's not a relationship.
Yeah. I want it to be an equal give and take with me.
So
and I want to be able, and you said, yeah, you need to communicate more. And the reason why I feel like you need to communicate more is because how am I going to know how to handle you if you're not saying these things?
You got to get to know the person.
That's what I know.
That's the thing.
But I can't get to know you if you don't know how to communicate with me.
No,
and
you haven't given yourself the time to
you know how to communicate, but not all men know how to communicate.
I think my woman would say I know how to communicate, because
she would say that you don't know how to communicate.
She probably would say, listen, you don't say it, because sometimes I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like, because I just like I hold a lot more in than I let out. Just like a lot of us, like we repress a lot of things, and that's what I mean. We have been traumatized by this life. Things happen in our childhood. Things happen in our teenagers. Things happen, things that we haven't told anybody. Things that we've done, to ourselves and to other people, that we still like wrestling with demons that still frighten
I mean,
us.
and look, why can't me personally? How come we can, like, you see how we sitting here talking, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a female. Mm-hmm. You're male. Mm-hmm. What is the difference? I want to have that with somebody that I'm dealing with, because when you're dealing with somebody, it's for some odd reason something changes or something. I told what's the name that? Yeah. I told him that though. I'm like, something switched. I don't get it. Sense. I don't know, but that shouldn't listen. That should not switch nothing. It does.
It switches.
But everything. It shouldn't, because why can't you, just like you sitting here talking to me, right? Yeah. You should be able to do that with your wife at home.
Of course. Yeah.
But you won't do it because you said.
But we try.
You don't feel comfortable.
No, not that. Of course you feel comfortable.
You can't feel comfortable, because if you did, you would do it.
No, but I'm just saying, you could do that and still won't change anything. And sometimes you don't feel like doing it. It's not every day you get.
That's what I'm saying. You're not comfortable, and you don't feel like that it's a comfortable state to have these conversations with her.
I mean, like sometimes you don't feel comfortable, but sometimes you just don't. It's not every day you want to talk about some things. You just like, listen, I dealt with that shit already my own way. I don't want to talk about it. And my son went through something a couple about 2-3 months ago, right? And like me and Mo tried to talk to him, and he just shut down. I don't want to talk about it, because as soon as he started talking to him about it, it started making him go back into the memory.
Right.
So we deal with things like the same way. There's a lot of stuff that you are the totality of your whole experience.
Yeah.
You're not just like, you could look good or you could not look good. You could think and speak well, or you could not think and speak well. You can have money, you can not have money, right? The problem is, a lot of times we don't spend enough time to get to know each other. We rush the process.
I agree.
We rush the process. Like, this is why, like, people, because everybody's kind of doing things almost like it's in fashion. It's in fashion to have these kind of relationships where, you see the girls now are proposing to the guys.
I know. I see.
You see this? The women
Jim
are
Jones
to the men.
and Chrissy.
This is ridiculous.
I love them. That she ain't never going nowhere. And see this let me tell you, I look at these relationships, and sometimes, because I'm Piscean, and I feel like I know a lot of Pisces women that are not in relationships. They're older women and they're still alone, because we like to stand our ground on some shit for real. Like, stand down, like, you know how they say yin and the yang, the standoff, light in the dark. Oh, we'll go toe to toe, right? And I'll be like, but I'll be looking at these other women, and they have longevity with their men, and they've been with their men forever. And I wanted that, right? But I would have to, that means I'm going to have to go through all the shit with you, right? But look, this is my thing. I'm willing to do certain shit and play my part as the queen and protect the whole entity. You gotta talk to me though. You cannot be over there moving secretly, making me look stupid. You cannot fucking do that. All these women that y'all see, y'all, Queen of Second Chances family, they nigga done cheated on them. They done choked them out. They done did some shit to them. And they worked it out and they stayed. Okay?
But how many women are willing to do that? Willing to work
every relationship that has been together for 50 and 60 years, these niggas went through the knockdown, drag out. Right. But my thing is, I'm not going through no knockdown, drag out shit, and you ain't being real, and you ain't open, we ain't keeping it. We need to sit down, and then you over here saying, no, let me say this. You over there saying, I might not want to talk about it. I might not. No, you going to talk to me. Because we're a partnership.
Yes.
You're going to have to tell, if you want me to stick around through all the bullshit that you're going to put me through.
I'm not saying that I'm not going to never talk to you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying sometimes.
They be all secretive and shit. Then they be like, oh, you just left me. What Jay-Z say? I was going to get back right back. I was just fucking them girls. You ain't have to leave me stuck like that.
But if you leave, then you leave.
I'm leaving you stuck because you leaving me stuck.
Guess what's going to happen if you leave?
I'm signing off.
We're going to be all right.
I'm signing off.